Welcome. I'm Morris Mann, and this is Tell It Like It Is, and my co-host is
Joseph Spencer.
And today we decided to do our show from home. You know, this is kind of be like more or less a round table discussion. And the topic today is going to be aging, something that all of us are going to experience at some point in our lives. Nobody's exempt from getting older.
Right.
And we're going to just basically talk about getting older, our personal experiences as far as getting older, some of the things we've seen in our younger years that are different from they are now, and whether we like them or not. Some changes are good, some of them aren't. You know, so I'm going to kind of start it off. I guess I've been fortunate as far as having brothers in the family that kind of gave me a forewarning as far as things that I needed to do now. So when I get to the age that I am now, that things are not as bad as they can be. And what I mean by that is, you know, people always ask me, why don't you smoke, drink, or do drugs? And I was taught, you know, at an early age that all that stuff is poison. And I don't really want to deliberately put poison in my system deliberately, you know, so I always stayed away from that. And as a result of that, I'm sure I'm in better health than I would have been if I had been a drinker all my life, using drugs or smoking. But, you know, everybody is different as far as their vices. Because mine's, I guess, is stuff like this. You know, candy and chips, but I've cut down over the years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you know, Joe don't believe me. But turn it over to Joe and get some of his insights as far as becoming an older or mature person.
I'm addicted to cigarettes.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I am.
Yeah, and you grew up in an era that cigarettes was acceptable. I remember the Dean Martin TV show. He had a boozing glass in one hand and a cigarette in the other.
You got it.
know, that was, if you didn't have those things, you weren't cool.
You weren't cool. Yeah. And I was being cool at 11 years old.
Yeah.
So now I've been smoking for 55 years. You know how much money that is?
Yeah.
Well, that's another story. When I was a kid, me and my age had the Cadillacs and the Lincoln. They had the money. Now in the United States, the older you get, the less money you have. Unless you got money from family, were blessed enough, lucky enough, or had the right job, so you could have a couple $100 to spend in your pocket per day. For me, them days are over. I'm lucky if I have 15. So it works out to be a money thing. You know, if you outlive your money, you don't have any purpose in this country.
Yeah. Or plan it. And it's not to say that you per se didn't plan well.
Right.
The people that were in charge of your development didn't know what to tell you to plan with, because, you know, it starts when you're a teenager to start to build, you know, or prepare for wealth, prepare for good health.
Right.
You know, you can't at 50, 60 years old decide, I'm going to try to do this now.
Right.
It's almost too late.
Right. When I was a kid, money was made for the household and church. You know, I've had people in my family say they're not leaving their kids a damn thing. I'm not leaving them nothing. My mother said the same thing to me. And the only thing she had was household stuff and clothes. You know, she had a little showings, but that barely buried her, because she had gave all that money to the church. Basically, well, in my generation, well, not all the people, we were taught that money was to get stuff. Immediate stuff: food, shelter, clothes.
Yeah,
food, shelter, clothes.
Because most of us, you know, as far as our meager budgets and lifestyle back then, that's all you could do.
Right.
Because, you know, they tell you to save some of your money, but it's like, how can I save it when I'm over in the red when I get my paycheck and trying to pay my bills?
Yeah.
So how can I save stuff that I don't have? But, you know, if you plan more carefully and take it serious, you know, you can have a pretty decent life, you know, even in your older years.
Yeah.
Because, again, I've been lucky as far as I've been told what I need to do then. And I practiced those practices then. And now, you know, it's not as bad as it could be for me, you know. So, you know, because we're in the process of, and I make this short, we are trying to pitch to states as far as a class that should be implemented. It's called the Life Class. And this class will teach, well, this is going to be taught in the elementary school, 8th grade, or high school, first year. And this class is going to teach students about things that they need to know about, because it's good to know history, you know, who was the first president, but unless you're going to be a history teacher to regurgitate that, that really is not going to be beneficial to your personal life. But guess what? Things like this is. Being a male, if you eat a handful of pumpkin seeds every day for the rest of your life, and they're not expensive, it lowers the chances by 80% of getting prostate cancer. And prostate cancer is the #1 killer in men, especially black men.
Yeah, especially black.
You know,
Yeah.
so just little things like that, you know, you can teach people or teenagers that they carry on through the rest of their life and have a healthier life as a result of these little changes that you interject into their life. You know, simple as that.
Information.
Yeah.
Now, the information you just put out about pumpkin seeds
Yeah.
is going to drive the price up.
Well, but even still, it will still be affordable than the drugs because well, I forgot the drug that they give you when you're having prostate issues to keep it shrunk.
Yeah.
And that is poison.
Yeah.
And they say that pill can't even be handled by a woman pregnant.
Right.
So that tells you that this is a very toxic pill that just by
toxic.
touching it, you might get sick.
And broccoli do the same thing.
Yeah.
Broccoli.
But there's a natural agent in pumpkin seeds that keeps the prostate at the rate or the size that it is. It doesn't balloon out of control once you hit your 40s and you're having a hard time peeing or you're peeing 60 times a night. You know, but little things like that can go a long way as far as your health. And, you know, as I've gotten older, you know, you get wiser. You know, and
you do.
And it's like...
if you're blessed, if you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky. You know, so there are things that you just need to kind of get a handle on or be aware of at an early age so you can practice it throughout your life.
You like I tell younger guys, you know, women are great, but self-awareness is better. You take care of yourself spiritually, physically, and financially first. Take care of yourself first. And that's not a selfish thing.
It's not.
You got to be all you can be for yourself. Then, and you know, so if you blessed enough to meet the right woman, you know, you can go through years and years and years of different kind of women, never meet the right woman. But prepare yourself for living.
Yeah, because
You know?
it's funny you touched on that as far as, you know, according to religion, and we're not going to have that topic today, that God comes first and then these other things, then you. And I look at it this way, and I could be wrong. You're no good to nobody if you're not right.
If you're not
If
right.
you're not physically healthy, if you're not mentally stable, you're no good to nobody. So your first priority is you. Because a healthy person can help their children and
Right.
their other friends and family members. But if you messed up in the head because all your life you've been spending too much time helping other people while you going raggedy, you know, it's not a good thing. But that's just my opinion on that.
It's not a selfish thing to think about
Definitely.
yourself. This is your world. Your body is your world. That's his body. It's his world. And who's gonna take care of your world better than you?
Exactly. And who knows better your word than you?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you go to doctors for the first time, and these are people that you just met first appointment. And do we supposed to believe and expect everything that they tell us just from meeting us for 5 minutes, that they know what's best for us?
They're the doctor.
Yeah, when you tell them that, no, I'm not having this pain, I'm having this pain. They're like, no, you having this pain. No, I'm having this pain. So what do we do about this pain? No, you having this pain. So you leave those people alone because in this society, we have deemed doctors to be gods. They know everything and you totally put your faith in them and put your health. And I'm not saying you don't, but you also need to be aware yourself of the things that are going on in your body that you have to dispute with the doctors when they're telling you different. Because here's something interesting. And I've experienced this personally as a result of what happened to me in 2006. I almost died. That the doctors had told me that they couldn't find anything wrong with me. So therefore it's here, which is some nonsense. It's like, it's not here, it's here. And that's kind of the textbook response when they can't find nothing wrong, because the problem was they weren't running the right tests to find the right issue. That was the problem.
Practicing medicine. That's the catchword.
Yeah, because I mean, you have to run the right test to diagnose to give the right diagnosis. And they only do the insurance issues because the insurance company oversees what they can do now because of the HMO nonsense. So they give you a handful of tests, and because these tests come up negative, there's nothing wrong with you. It's like, well, what about running some more tests? Well, we can't afford to do that because your insurance won't allow us. So now we got to guess. And it's unfortunate because it's not totally the doctor's fault. They place in a situation where they are forced to improvise. And and that's what they do.
They improvise. Right?
You know, they improvise. You know, it's like, oh no, you ain't stick with this. You probably got this.
You're a Chevy. You're a 1955 Chevy. So
Yeah. So you know, it's unfortunate that that's the mindset of the medical world in this country, but we have to be aware of that and realize that doctors are not 100% right all the time.
no, they practicing medicine. I got sick also in no, I think it was 2000 something. I forget. I had 2 stents put in, and they gave me some medication. I was weak, couldn't breathe, blah blah. But I kept on. It's, oh, you fine, you fine. And finally, I made it to the hospital, and they put me on a gurney, and I was bleeding out internally. I mean, like 3 pints of blood. They looked at me and said, "Sign this." I said, "I'm not signing nothing." Well, you might as well go home because we can't help you if you don't sign this form. I said, "Well, is the blood clean?" Of course it's clean. Are you sure it's clean? They got no AIDS or blah blah. No, it's clean. Okay, but you gotta sign this, and you know, and they took the IVs out of my arm, told me to go home if I don't sign this release form. I had to sign a release form because I was too so weak I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's to protect them.
Yeah.
And in some cases, that's totally understandable. You know.
Shoot, they were responsible for giving that damn medication.
Well, yeah, they made a mistake
Yeah.
in your situation, but in some cases, they did everything they supposed to, and as a result of it, you know, because here's an example, and I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say this: the man that passed away from the Ebola, you know. Reverend Jesse Jackson and his mother gave a press conference. They trying to blame the hospital. It's like nobody told this guy to go over there when 4,000 people were dying to go visit somebody. You know, if it's that messed up over there, perhaps you need to stay home.
I'm not going.
Exactly. Let's do Skype or I'll send you emails.
No, I'm not going.
Yeah, and again, they had no idea. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up because we're actually going to probably do another part 2 of this because this has been pretty interesting. Yeah. And then there's some more things that I want to kind of, you know, expand on. But until next time, this is Morris Man, your host. My talk show, Tell It Like It Is. And my co-host is
Joseph Spencer. Until
the next time, take care and keep thinking.
Yeah, y'all be blessed. And every time I come down here, I go back to 11 years old.
Snacks.
Snack.